Hi, fourth grade, and welcome back to Math with Mr. G. Today we're going to be working on continuing what we started yesterday. Today is week 1, day 2. We will be going over very much similar things in terms of place value and understanding how numbers move along a place value chart. We're going to start working even closer, like I said last time, on the different forms in which we write numbers, whether it be word form, unit form, standard form, etc. And then we'll be looking at an example from our assessment as well. So let's start with our objectives today. It's very much the same as yesterday as we continue our work with the same things. So our objective based off our standard is that we recognize that in a multi-digit whole number, a digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents in the place to its right. So let's look at our examples today. I'm going to zoom in just a bit so this is a little easier to see. So it asks us to, on the place value chart below, label the units and represent the number 90,523. So I've already ahead of time labeled this place value chart ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. So I'm now going to put each one of these numbers where it belongs in the place value chart. So first, my ones place, I have a 3. My tens place, I say I have a 2. My hundreds place, I have a 5. My thousands place, I have nothing or 0. And then my 10,000s place, I have a 9. So remember, each one of these is worth 10 times what it's worth to the one to the right. So, 2 tens is really equal to 20 ones. 500 is equal to 50 tens, and etc. So really the value I have in each of these is I have, 2 tens here, but 20 ones, etc. So now we're going to write the number in word form. So as you guessed, I'm just going to type out exactly what this number is. I'll put a comma here just to make it look a little nicer. So I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to hear it in my head. 90,523. So I'm going to actually break it up that way, the way I just said it. Really good tip for when you're doing this is just say it out loud yourself. I do it every time. So write the number in word form. Let's make this nice and big. I have 90,000 523. So I have 90,523. And I'm going to write the number in expanded form. So expanded, what that word means, and I'll just underline it here so we're really honing in on it. It's when you take a number like this. This is what we call standard form. It's how you write a standard number. And we're going to take that and we're going to break it apart or expand it into the different place value units. And then we're going to show how it's multiplied across. So first I'm going to look at the different place values and their worth in each place value column. And we looked at this yesterday on the assessment, what each one is worth. So I have 10,000s here. And I have 9 of them, so I really have here 90,000. Just from right here. And you'll notice that I have 0,000s here. I'm not going to write 0,000s here. I'm just going to skip it. And that's a common thing that students get wrong with this, is that they'll write in the 0. You don't have to write it in. Just skip it. It's worth nothing. I'm going to write my addition symbol here, because I'm actually adding these numbers as I go along to show that they're actually all part of the same thing, the same number in the standard form. So I have 500. Add. I have 2 tens, which is equal to 20. And then, of course, our ones, which is just the number you see. Very simple. I have 3. And it's common to put this in parentheses. So I have 90,000 plus 500 plus 20 plus 3. I've essentially just taken each one of these and taken them and expanded them into what their actual value is by themselves, their unit value. Let's look at another example. I'm going to do the same thing, but with this number down here, which looks very similar but has a larger value. So it says on the place value chart below, label the units, which I've done ahead of time, and represent the number 905,203. So I'll start with our 900,000. 0 on the 10,000s. I have 5 thousands. I have 2 hundreds, 0 tens, and 3 ones. And I'll find my comma here. Okay, same as before, I'm going to write this number in word form. So I'm going to say it out loud to myself. I'm going to listen. 905,203. I'm going to write it out just like that. So I have 905,000. Notice I didn't put an and in there. There actually isn't an and. I know a lot of times we say it like 905,000, but there actually isn't an and there. 905,200. Again, with no and, 203. So this whole thing is now put into words. And maybe even read it back to yourself out loud. 905,000, yep, 203. Great. Now we're going to take this and put it in expanded form. Again, we're just going to take those values and draw them out. We're going to expand them. So I have 900,000s, like so. My addition sign, if it wants to work for me. I have 5,000s. Again, notice I didn't put anything in for that 10,000s because there's nothing there. It's a 0. 5,000 plus 200 plus 3. And I'm going to put my parentheses around it. So if we were to add this up and put it back together in standard form, it would be equivalent to 905,203. We just pulled it apart, we expanded it. Okay, let's look now down here. So complete the following chart. So you'll see we have standard form, a column of that, a column of word form, and a column of expanded form. I'm going to treat this like it's a game. I'm going to fill these in using the information given to me. So I can see here I have just the word form for this one. I have 2,480. Say it again out loud to myself. 2,480. Just like that, and now I can go to expanded form. I prefer to always get the standard form done first if possible because it really creates a solid starting point to finishing the rest of what you need to fill in. So I have I'm going to zoom in so we have lots of room to work here. I have 2,000 plus my 400 plus my 80. Notice again, I'm not putting that 0 that's in that ones place in here. I don't need to add a 0 on the end of this. It's redundant. There's no need to do it. Let's move over a little bit. So I have my expanded form, 20,000 plus 400 plus 80 plus 2. So I have 20,000. I've got a 4 in the hundreds place, an 8 in the tens place, and a 2 in the ones place. Great. I'm going to say it out loud to myself one more time. Listen really closely, and then I'm going to put it into word form. 20,482. Okay, so I have 20,482. Great. Now let's move down. I have 64,106. So let's write this in. 64,106. I'm now going to pull that apart into my expanded form. 60,000 plus, there we go, plus my 4,000. I might have to go a little outside the box here, and that's okay. Plus my 100 plus my 6. Superb. So now I've got a really good idea on exactly how to take these apart, and if you need to review this, just rewind this and watch it as many times as you need to. Let's, with our remaining time, go down here and look at an example from our assessment today. So the question is, the value of the 1 in 413,062 is blank the value of the 1 in 176,283. Our choices for answers being 10 times greater than, 10 times less than, 100 times greater than and 100 times less than. So this is just like what our objective is understanding that as we move across the place value chart, things are 10 times greater than or 10 times less than. And as we move forward, things will increase to 100 as well. So I'm going to put these numbers in standard form. I'm going to put them into their proper place value holdings here in the columns. You'll notice that I have two charts on top of each other, but just one of them labeled to make things a little easier for ourselves and a little less cluttered. So I'll put that first number in here. I have 2 in the ones place, 6 in the tens place, 0 in the hundreds, 3 in the thousands, 1 in the 10,000s, 4 in the 100,000s. I'm going to go down here and put the next one in. I have a 3 in the ones, 8 in the tens, 2 in the hundreds. I have 6 in the thousands, 7 in the 10,000s, and 1 in the 100,000s. So the numbers I'm comparing is the value of 1 in each of these. So I'm going to find my 1. I have a 1 here in the 10,000s, and I have a 1 here in the 100,000s. So how does my 1 go from here to here? Well, it is actually, as I move across this way, this is 10 times greater. You got to think we're going up a space. So it's actually 10 times greater than. So we're going from 10,000s to 100,000. So if I were to even just draw this out for you, 10,000s in comparisons, make this 0 a little prettier, to 100,000s. Notice there's an additional place value here. It's 10 times. There's one more column. It's 10 times greater than. I look forward to seeing your work, and I will see you guys tomorrow.